blessed in battle. And a kind of entrepreneurs find strength in the struggle. So entrepreneurs, they find strength in struggle. So we have about okay, we have about 7 outlines. Is a course, is a training. The first one is context for the concept. Okay, the second one is presence versus performance. Third one is the infant stage. And the fourth one is from childhood to sonship. Okay. The fifth one, blessed in battle, the battle for the blessings. Okay. Um, and the second to the last is what is spiritual maturity. And the last but not the least, levels of spiritual maturity. Okay, so I would like you to write this on your note because the weakest ink is stronger than the strongest memory. And if you don't participate in your transformational process, you cannot be transformed, you'll be reformed. So it's always good to participate. And the reason why we actually learn every day, we find at least 1 hour to invest in our life is because wealth does not exceed personal development. So when you get that information, quality and correct information about yourself, about your skills, your competence, and you tailor it to solve a problem, that becomes a knowledge. Knowledge is packaged information tailored to solve a problem. And when you can assimilate, you can understand the information you gather. That means, of course, you are going to, the chances of applying the correct information to give the desired result is there. And when you start applying it, it becomes wisdom, because wisdom is something you can see based on what someone have done. So if without you not performing some acts, you cannot be considered a wise person or a foolish person. All of them are all performance. So if you apply the correct information for the right result, you are looking for an outcome. That means you are wise. If you apply the wrong information, and that means you are foolish, you don't know. So it's very bad for you to act by trial by error, by gazing on when there are a lot of information for you to strive, for you to succeed, to excel as an entrepreneur. So you are writing this down, you are ready for today's class. Shall I? Okay, let's do the first one. On your note, write the context for the concept. Context for the concept. Let's they say why I teach most of the time. I'd always like to find a common ground where everybody can accept, and then we can start talking from there. And the only common ground that everybody accepts is always the scripture. So most of the time when I'm talking to entrepreneurs, business people, investors, I always make my references to the Bible. And let's start talking from there. So for me to actually explain to you that you are actually on the right path, I have to take you to one guy called Joshua. So I will not give you the full gist here. Joshua, we can actually go home and read about for yourself. Joshua 1 to 5. Okay. Joshua 1 to 15. 1 to 5. Yes, 1 to 5. So this was a case where God actually took Moses because his corpse was not found. So and God had to speak to Joshua and say, Moses is no more. So you are the one now I've chosen to lead the children of Israel to the promised land. So, and this book of Joshua just sits in between, of course, the first 5 books of promises God made to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and to the next part of is the transitional books. So, and the book actually led them from of course, from the Egypt to the wilderness journey, and the verge of moving from wilderness to the promised land. So Joshua is a transitional leader, leading transitional people through transitional time. Just like you now, you're a transitional leader, leading transitional people through a transitional time. Because in this time of economy, or when things are hard, entrepreneurs emerge. So hard times make you strong. So since you are a transitional leader, that means we have to learn from someone who actually helped the children of Israel to transit them from where they are to where they ought to be. So the position of the book is between the promises and the position of the land. So the great transition from dreaming to doing. I think we need to write this one down on context for the concept. Write this down on your notes, very, very important. Joshua was a transitional leader, or yes, Joshua was a transitional leader. Joshua was a transitional leader, leading transitional leading people through a transitional time. So Joshua was a transitional leader, leading transitional people through a transitional time. So he actually was leading people who was moving from where they are to where they ought to be. So he was a transitional leader, leading transitional people through a transitional time. So that was who he was. And we have a lot to learn from him to apply today. And you see how you're going to work in your day-to-day life. You're going to actually marvel you a little that this thing can actually speak so much to your life. So he lead people from dreaming to doing. You know, they were dreaming about promised land, but they're now doing it. He lead people from, number one, dreaming to doing. Number two, he lead people from talking to walking. From talking to walking in the promised land. So we always talk about it all through the time in the wilderness, from fantasy to fact. So from fantasy to fact. So like you're going to lead people in your family, in your generation, from always doing about how we can travel around the world, make impact, build school, build hospital, create companies, so from all those talking to the reality. So from menu to meal. So I will talk more about it, from menu to meal. So they were no longer, of course, dreaming that they were going to possess lands, houses, cattle, vineyard they never plant. So, just like you go to a restaurant and they brought a menu to you, no matter how beautiful the pictures they are, once they bring the main food, you throw away the menu. So he actually lead them from transitional, he's a transitional leader, leading people leading transitional people through a transitional time, from dreaming to doing, from talking to walking in the promised land. They no longer talk about it. From fantasy to fact, from menu to meal. So, and this particular book of Joshua, I want to look at a few things. It's actually a handbook on transition from promises to possessing the territory. So it's actually a book that we have to look at from the first 5 books of the scriptures to the position of the promised land. So Joshua sits in between the first 5 books of the Bible and the remaining 12 books of document of Israel's position. So the remaining 12 books were a document of the position of Israel. So there's something that happened about this gentleman. So Joshua represents between promises and transition to position. So I would like you to write in your notes so that when you go back home, you have to understand that God deliberately, intentionally sent you to this one in your family, in your community, so that you can represent from promises of God over your family to the reality. So me and you need to stand up with our legs to take charge. I'll give you some strategy. If I told you there's no secret to success, there's a system to success. And without structure, there is no future. So when you don't stand up on your, I say a child that's afraid to fall will never walk. And he that has brain, sense is expected. So people have legs, but they refuse to walk with their legs. And because they don't understand the call of God upon their life, that you're actually destined. And for a moment like this, where things are so hard that in the economy that you can literally go to the market with 20,000 naira and can assure you, you might come back not be able to put up a good pot of soup. You'll be struggling to make something that you can manage, but not something that you truly want. So there's so many inflation happening around the market that the way God used to work before has actually changed. And his performance is different from his presence. That his presence is always with you doesn't mean that he has to work the same way he used to work with Moses, with Joshua. Never. So you have to learn And of course, because I keep telling you, if you are not updated, you'll be outdated. If you are not innovated, you'll be outdated. So innovation is part of life. Things have changed, and you too have to change, and they are the most important factor. Touch yourself, say, I am the most important factor. Touch yourself, I'm a success. So, but God told him something in the book of Joshua. You know, we read it in chapter 5. He said, God said to him, as I was with Moses, I will be with you. I will not fail thee nor forsake thee. I took that word because his presence is always with us, but his performance might not always be the same. And I'll show you why it's not always be the same. Because based on these promises to Joshua, Joshua, the children of Israel expected more signs and wonders, just the same thing that Moses was doing. Of course, a pillar of cloud by the day, the pillar of fire by the night, and God to feed them from manna. So it was difficult because Moses had signs and wonders for people to believe that God actually was with him, from the plague, from the everything. So, but Joshua, he has to lead with, of course, with the different skills and competence. And I would like us to write this so that when I start giving you some strategy, it will actually make sense. You can connect the dots. Write on your note. Moses experienced food from heaven. That is the manna from heaven. Moses experienced food from heaven, water from the rocks. Moses experienced, it was easy for the children of Israel to believe him because Moses experienced food from heaven, of course, manna. We've heard about that from the scriptures. Water from the rocks, pillar of cloud by the day, and pillar of fire by the night. So Moses actually experienced food from heaven, water from the rocks, pillar of cloud by the day, pillar of fire by the night, growing clothes as they grow, their clothes was growing with them, and their shoes, growing clothes and shoes, and supernatural victory over enemies. That was what Moses experienced. So Joshua is coming, but I'm going to show you. So Moses actually experienced food from heaven, water from the rocks, pillar of cloud by the day, pillar of fire by the night, growing clothes, growing shoes as they grow, their shoes was growing with them. There was no need to change, and supernatural victory over enemies. That was what Moses actually experienced. But what about Joshua? Joshua never experienced all those things. It was a kind of a leadership. So I'm not talking about Joseph to Moses. I'm not talking about Joshua because that's where I'm coming. But I have to give you some foundational, of course, ground so that we can start from there. So this guy you see, Moses experienced food from heaven, water from rocks, pillar of cloud by the day, pillar of fire by the night, growing clothes, growing shoes, and supernatural victory over enemies. You have written that one down, shall I? Definitely. So, but what happened to Joshua? Write it down. Immediately Joshua take up the leadership. Everything disappeared. All the manna disappeared. Immediately Joshua took up the leadership. Every miracles that happened with Moses disappeared. So, immediately Joshua took up the leadership. All the miracles with Moses disappeared. Full stop. Joshua's authority came from territorial conquest. For Joshua to actually succeed, he has to conquer. Joshua leadership authority came from territorial conquest, progress and passion, like you. Joshua leadership authority came from territorial conquest, okay, progress and passion. Progress and passion. For you to actually succeed in today's world, you need to actually leave perfection alone and start looking for progress. Because if you wait for perfect moment, it will never work. There's no perfect moment in this life. You take the moment and make it perfect. You have to find something, you have to find a product, you have to find a service, you have to find value and become passionate about. That's the only way world will know you. This world today celebrate men with passion. This world celebrate men with determination. This world don't celebrate men that depends. Have you not wondered? Those when I was growing up, there were so many miracles. I was small. Wrong in wait till they call that one. So many of them. But today we are bunking and so many of them. But today, my brother, my sister, you need to make progress. You need to make passion. See, miracles do happen, but I'll give you because it doesn't happen though. But that time we used to see, deaf and dumb cripple. Not that the power of God is weak, it's not weak, but God has moved. And you need to be so smart and sensitive to the way the things are. Because the only sure way to actually sustain this economy is to become an entrepreneur. Because when things are hard, entrepreneurs emerge. If I still depending on one government to take care of you, one to take care of you, my brother, who controls your source of income now controls your life. Tell your neighbor, what controls your source of income? Controls your life. Take charge. Tell not take charge of the source of your income. That's the truth. So immediately Joshua took over the leadership. All the miracles happening, Moses disappeared. So Joshua's authority has to come from territorial conquest, progress, and what? Passion. In fact, if in today's world, they will start gossiping. You know, all the fire, when Joshua took over, fire left the church. All the miracles, they start talking. We no longer eat manna, no more free food. The father, they will start thinking that they should give us old time religion. Old time religion don't pass, my brother. We have to accept the truth. The old time, all those days we're growing up in, that our sisters, if we wear you will see you wear trousers and a problem. In fact, now wahala. But today, our young people, short skates, you never even see anything. So, so old time religion can never come back, my brother. You have to know the new one now. So I have to open your eyes so you can see that. I say those times we carry one big Bible now on our phone, we use the read Bible now. Yes or yes? All those days they give us small pocket Bible. Or no, all those pocket Gideon Bible. These days, Gideon Bible. When does he see Gideon Bible? Talk to give me. Can you remember when I see Gideon Bible? You know what again? Now we do internet. Tell internet. Praise and worship now online. Tell online. If you like, no follow us. Because you don't deactivate it. So things have moved. We left Moses alone. Now we are in the book of Joshua. Tell Joshua. You have to wake up. Then wake up. Okay, let me do that so you can understand very well. Let me go and differentiate presence and performance. That God present doesn't mean you have to. Let me just clean some of this. But I know I'm not going way this way. I'm not going. I might even stop at infants because some of us need to grow from this infant stage and accept some reality. I would have simply do a table, but I don't want to do a table. I was supposed to do a table and write presence, of course, and performance. But it's going to be long. Let me just leave it. But let me just draw it like this so that when I'll write from a few things here. So let's do some presence and performance. I'm not a pastor anyway, but I have to tell you something. But I'm taking something from here so I can add to it. Now, before we get to this table, please, if you have done it already, no problem. You can go down, right? But leave like 5 lines. But if not written it, let me give you something to write. Write it down. Don't confuse God's presence with God's performance. Don't confuse God's presence with his performance. Don't confuse. Don't confuse. So God told Joshua, there shall not be any man to stand before thee all the days of your life. As I was with Moses, I will be with thee. I will not fail thee, nor forsake thee. So God is always with you. God is always with me. But the performance in our dispensation has to change. So don't always judge God's presence and performance. No. His presence is with me and you. Tell your neighbor, greater is he that is in me. You don't go to the marketplace as an entrepreneur. Okay, we'll take question, not now. Write your question down. Okay, go ahead. I'm with you. I go do. Now what I want to do with you now. Now what I want to do. When I finish, I'll give you time for question. I know say you like the class. You don't enter you small. I know say you enter you today. Okay, so he made a statement. Don't write it about. Listen to me. He said, "There shall be any man to stand before you." That was a very big miracle for Joshua. He said that before all the days of your life, as I was with Moses, I will also be with you. I will not fail thee, nor forsake thee. Very, very important. So don't go to the marketplace as an entrepreneur thinking that you're alone. No, you are never alone. You are never alone. Because most of us go entrepreneur and our language is selling us out. Hey, my own invoice on me. Oh, my own is not good. Because you have to go there. You have to believe that all your product is actually a product of your intent from God, because we are actually sent here to create value. Turn on value. I told you don't look for money in life, because money is a reward for solving a problem. Turn on money is a reward for solving a problem. Money is a reward for making impact. Turn on money is a reward for being significant. So money is a slave of value. So you don't look for money. You don't because I need money. No, because I want to solve problem, I want to add value. So anything you bring to the marketplace to add value to solve a problem will actually give you a reward back. So let's begin to do some things today. Since my guy said, may I stick to the table? We will stick to the table. It's not even a bad one. So right here on performance, on presence, right there, God said, I will be with you. So God said, I will be with you. I will be with you. Full stop. So his presence is always with me. So once you believe that as an entrepreneur, anything your hand touch turns to go, because God doesn't reward you according to action. God rewards you according to the thought. I told you things, we don't make money, we don't survive by strength. We survive by the thought behind the action. Definition behind action. Thought are things. So God, the universe doesn't reward effort. The universe reward the thought behind the effort. It's not the effort, it's the thought behind the effort. So if you are thinking, there are 3 stages we create things in life: the picture in your mind, the words of your mouth, and the actions you take. If you take actions and because without picturing it, it's going to sabotage it. That's your mindset will sabotage the words of your mouth and of course the works of your hands. I keep telling you, don't let your mentality, your mindset sabotage the works of your hand. So he will be with you. That is God's presence. And he did not say, I will do for you what I did to Moses. He did not say so. I think we need to write it here so that we can make a lot of sense. He did not say number 1, number 2, he did not say, God did not say, I will do with you what I did with Moses. What I did with Moses. He did not say so. That's all the miracles Moses did. None. It did not, no manna from heaven, no pillar of cloud, everything disappeared. Because he did not say, I will do with you what I did with Moses. So it's not about the fact is that he is not doing what he used to do with Moses doesn't mean that his presence is not with you. That it doesn't mean that. It doesn't mean the fact that what are the things you see that are happening in the olden days doesn't happen now the way you want it. Doesn't mean that God is not with you, he's with you. But let's begin to look at something about performance here. So let's check out here number 1 here. So he even told Joshua the next generation of signs and wonders. So God told Joshua about the next generation of signs and wonders. Next generation of signs and wonders. So I'm going to tell you signs and wonders. So in today's business world, I'm going to show you the next generation of signs and wonders. And it's actually the same. So you are not connecting the door. You are not opening your eyes of understanding to see that the next generation of standards is not about miracle. It's by knowledge. Because you're going to be successful today based on the content of your character. You're not going to be successful based on the bank account. People will no longer follow people because of the bank account very soon. In a generation today, well, it already started now. You can see all those people online making money, the Pella, MC Mbakara, all those people that are making money. It's going to be by the content. What are your content you are going to bring to the marketplace? So if you're not having any content, remember I told you, you cannot pour from an empty cup. You cannot give what you don't have. If you don't invest in yourself, you are too busy to invest in yourself. You'll be empty at the end of the day. And remember what happened when you open your mouth to tell the world who you are. So the best investment today in today's world is investment in yourself. So you are still neglecting investing in yourself. I don't know, you become a slave in another man's vineyard. Men will buy you wholesale and they'll retail you every month. I told you, when a poor man wants to make money, sell his time. When a rich man wants to make money, buy people's time. That's why whenever we want to make money, we're looking for who to employ. Who do I employ? Who do I buy their time? Come to 8 and 9 to 5, we will pay you and they work for us. So the next generation of miracles that will happen are men that will be successful by the content of their character. So men will follow, men will believe you because of the content, not more by the account, because that will define your true wealth. So looking at it today, the next generation of God actually told him next generation of miracles, and he says that the next generation of miracles is that I will give you right now number 2. Number 2, he says that there shall be no man able to stand before thee. There shall be no man. There shall be no man. There shall be no man. There shall be no man to stand before thee. To stand before thee. Okay? So this is the next generation of miracles. So gone are the days Joshua brought, see, forget manna, forget pillar of cloud. Now the miracle is that nobody will stand before you. All the wall of Jericho, no walls will stand before you. That was why he experienced all his life. Even though you guys are small, it doesn't matter. You will defeat anybody at all. That is the next generation of miracle. Nobody will stand before you all the days of your life. Nobody stand before you all the days of your life. All the days of your life. So you, when you go out to the marketplace, have you not been seeing that great entrepreneurs today, when they emerge, they seem to break the walls. So, and I'll give you victory in battles. His own was victories in battles. So number 3, don't mind me the way I normally write. I don't like to clean my board most of the time. Victories in battles. Victories in battles. So all the battles you are going to face as an entrepreneur is to make you stronger. I told you hard times make a great strong men. And entrepreneurs emerge when things are difficult. When hard times. Now things don't hard. You're going to come and cry again. No, you need to sit and begin to think. I told you, you might be born naked, but you're not born empty. God deposited ideas, gifting, talent embedded in you. That's why it's your responsibility to discover, develop, and deploy. If you don't discover, you're too busy building someone else's empire. You'll be too busy to look at your potentials. Or you cannot even develop your skills and competence to the fullest of capacity that God wants you to operate. And then at the end of the day, I'm saying that some people are doing well in life, you're not doing well. Because I think your sister and manna will come from heaven, my brother. Wake up. The miracle now that you're going to be successful based on the content of who you are. So if you don't know who you are, you're going to define yourself less, and the world will buy you less. The way you define yourself is the way the world will perceive and treat you. That's why you have to describe yourself based on the way the heaven describes you. Because you are going to be an entrepreneur in the marketplace, not just to come and add up to the number, but to be outstanding because you are fearfully and wonderfully made. Touch yourself again, say, I'm a success. I'm a success. So it's a consciousness of your reality that you are not just coming to occupy space. I'm in the world to make a difference. Touch yourself, say, I'm the world. I'm the world. To make a difference. To make a difference. You didn't come to occupy space. So you come with a different mindset that you should stop looking for certain things that we used to have before. Start now begin to bring out your product. Begin to bring out your ideas, concept, innovation. Have licenses that nobody will sell cement in New York without paying your license. Begin to form a union. Begin to have like nobody can fly an aircraft without your license. Nobody will do anything without you. So because begin to have something that can transfer. Legacy is the main thing. Success is not a success without succession. Yes or yes? Yes. So God never said, I'm gonna do for you what I did with Moses. He said, I will be with you as I was with Moses. Never you confuse God's performance with his presence. His presence doesn't have to be the same performance. Because the new miracle now is going to be that nobody will be able to stand before you. A new miracle is that you win all the battles you're going to engage in. Because I know that you passing through that process is not to make you, it's not to kill you, it's to make you stronger. Because the discipline you form in the process helps you sustain outcomes and results. You know, outcomes and results. And if you keep dodging discipline, you keep dodging process, okay, you will not have the discipline to sustain outcomes and results because you will not be transformed, you will be reformed. Transformation takes place in the process. They're not process. In the process. Gold cannot be gold except gold pass through fire. Diamond cannot be diamond except diamond pass through pressure. Definitely, you can never know how strong you are except in the days of adversity. Because your strength fell, that means you are so weak. So God will never do the things for you that he used to do with Moses. Never again. So God will work with you in a different dimension. Joshua, stop looking for yesterday's miracle in today's world. Write it down, you're very important. If I put it like that, stop looking for yesterday miracles in today's world. You know, go work. It worked not. Stop looking for yesterday miracles in today's world. Because the miracle that Moses needed in the wilderness are not they're going to be needed in the promised land. Stop looking, Joshua, stop looking for yesterday's miracles in today's world. Joshua, stop looking for yesterday miracles in today's world. Because the miracle that Moses needed in the wilderness is not needed in the promised land. So the miracle that our forefather needed to brought us to this dispensation from the 18th century to 19th to 21st century is not going to be needed now. Now AI. You don't want to innovate yourself to accept AI as a new wave, my brother. Very soon you become outdated. The new money is online. That's why I tell people, go and open a Facebook page, open TikTok, open YouTube, drop content. Because they'll soon be asking you, Daddy, when men were men, where were you? You know, if you talk. I said that Joshua should stop looking for yesterday miracles in today's world because the miracle that Moses needed in the wilderness are not needed in the promised land. No. We are moving to the new level now. So you don't need those things. That's why you can see the world will pay you more because of not because of the knowledge you acquire, but for the knowledge you apply. Tell not apply. The world doesn't pay because you have familiar knowledge. No. It's only when you apply it. That's why you are being rewarded. If you are not applying it, okay, you will do it. So people call it, I told you already that God said us in Deuteronomy 8:18 that I've given the power to go and create wealth. A lot of people collect the power and refuse to create wealth with it and become powerful poor men because they refuse to apply. They not apply. So you must apply. The power is to create wealth. They not create. The power is to use it to create wealth, not to hold them. So what they hold the power and everything they start for your life, use them to create. And so the create, it simply means you create with your mind. It's called mental arrangement of thought of an event in sequential order to produce a desired outcome. So you are too busy to sit down to create. You'll be so busy to work for someone who creates. So you are too busy to fix up your own business and your own enterprise. You're going to end up working for somebody, of course, with business and enterprise. And the fact is that there is nobody that will pay you money to become rich and wealthy. Nobody. They only pay you money to manage your property. To not manage. I told you, I have over 15 people on my payroll. Month just ended. I can bet you 2 weeks' time, those guys will broke again. Because that money is not to solve their problem. It's to manage property. To not manage. and they'll come back, wait for 9 months. So already in debt. So you cannot live your life like this. January to December, the same thing, garbage in, garbage out. See, wake up, live yesterday miracle, accept today's reality. Open your heart to opportunity. A closed mind is worse than a blind eye. Open your mind to opportunity. So the miracle you need in the promised land is the ability to write it down your very. The miracle you need in the promised land, bracket to be in today's world. The miracle you need in the promised land, the miracle you need in the promised land, bracket open in today's world, bracket closes, is the ability to overcome adversity that is blocking your blessing or that is obstructing your progress. Full stop. The miracle you need in the promised land in today's world is the ability to overcome the adversity that is blocking your blessings or that is obstructing your progress. Full stop. The miracle you need in the promised land, bracket in today's world, is the ability to overcome the adversity that is blocking your blessings or that is obstructing your progress. I will even summarize by telling you that the miracle you need now is knowledge. If you don't have knowledge, my brother, my sister, you will suffer. Even the Bible says, my people perish for lack of knowledge. The miracle you need in the promised land, bracket open, in today's world, bracket closes, is the ability to overcome the adversity that is blocking your blessing or that is obstructing your progress. So, if you are too busy to acquire knowledge, you are too busy to spend time with yourself, you are too busy to define yourself because you are the architect of success in life, that you're so busy to carry paper, you'll be so busy, you don't get time for yourself. Let me tell you what happened to you. Very soon you carry plain sheet and write, please sir, I humbly apply for you to employ me. Buy me wholesale and retail me every month, as they used to sell a cup of rice. You know, when you buy a bag of rice, you carry cup, they retail and small. Who they retail and they make money, so they do. So if you are too busy to invest in yourself, to build your community, build your empire, build your organization, very, very soon, your neighbor will employ you and will pay you every month small money. Tell us small money. Small. No, will pay you big money. So the miracle you need now is knowledge. Tell knowledge. I told you something yesterday. Let me just show you again. I told you that the scripture says something very important. He said that by knowledge, all the rooms are filled with pleasant places. By knowledge, that is when you fill your life with all the blessings and prosperity. By understanding, of course, a house is built. No, by wisdom, a house is built. By understanding, is established. Not established. Built. This one is established. So I told you that the knowledge is packaged information tailored to certain problem. Understanding means assimilation. Tell me assimilation. You can assimilate. You can assimilate the information you receive. If you cannot assimilate it, you don't understand it. You cannot teach someone, cannot explain, you don't understand it. So by wisdom, anything house you want to build, relationship, marriage, anything house, business, you need wisdom. Tell me wisdom. Wisdom means application. Tell me application. Application of what you can assimilate. So you already gathered a package information, you can assimilate it. So if without this guy, there's nothing to assimilate, nothing to understand, nothing to apply. So you need this guy first. So you cannot fill your life with prosperity, joy, money without knowledge. At the end of the day, you see, the reason why we created school system was to mass produce, they are doing good work, was to mass produce loyal staff, loyal people that will not use their brain, that will follow description, job description, come to work, do this. Finish. We don't need to use your mind. You don't need to deploy your mind. Why God brought you, forget about that one. Follow his story. I told you, man create, God create work. God create what? Work. Man create job. Tell no, man create job. We don't have lack of work. We have lack of job. There's work everywhere. Only job will not get enough. Now man create them. So the only way you have to understand that things have changed. We have led the dispensation of miracles to be flying up and down. No. Now you have to be moving because of passion. Tell no, passion. You have to make progress. You have to find an industry, find a niche, find a solution to solve. Stop getting busy around. Very, very soon, my brother, when Tinubu win the second election, when he win second term, because he go win him. He go win that one, not sure. He go do Magomago win him. That one need argue him. When he win, I can tell you for free. Dollar they rise again. Rise of everything they rise. That time you go no say, if you carry that to 100,000 go market, you don't even buy anything. So now that's the only way. Now with the talk, with the talk say the only way now to join, become an entrepreneur, find a niche, find problem, find solution. Because if I provide a solution for one man, you're going to be paid from one employer, only one person. But if you create a product like this for many people, you're going to be paid by many people. Tell me many. Entrepreneurs create poultry farm, fish farming, get fish for many people. You're going to be paid to give you money. So the amount of your value in the marketplace determines the content of your information, the content of you, and I can bring it out. A lot of us, we are so afraid of failing. We are afraid of judgment, criticism, afraid of, I told you, don't be afraid of being at the top, because when you make up your mind to be at the top, you become the topic and the target. Yes or yes? Yes. When you want to be ahead of other people, you become the headline. The headline. Don't be afraid of making headline. It's part of life. After people talk, whatever you do, they go talk. You know, they go see talk. People's opinion don't pay your bills. Say no, people's opinion don't pay your bills. So what happened is that the way God wants to work with you is that He will be with you. That's number one. Of course, nobody will stand before you. That's why you have to go to the marketplace. We should have part high, because you know greater is He that is where in you than he that is where in the world. You win all the battles. All victories will be won. So God will not do for you what He did for Moses, because with the miracle they needed in the wilderness is not needed in the promised land. The miracle that you need is the ability to overcome your adversary that is blocking your blessings or that is obstructing your progress. Write it down your note. You need courage. You need courage in the present world. Bracket open, promised land. You need courage today. Courage means acting in spite of fear. You need courage. You need courage in the present world. If you don't have courage, my brother, forget about being an entrepreneur. You need courage in the present world. Bracket open, promised land, bracket open. Come have faith and strength to overcome adversity. That's the thing. You need courage, faith, and strength to overcome all the adversity. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. He said, I've not given the spirit of fear, but of sound mind. Don't be afraid. So you need courage in today's world. Bracket open, the promised land. And bracket closes. Come have faith and strength to overcome adversity. You know, I want to say something again. Very, very important. So both what you call fear, let me use this other marker. Whatever you call faith and fear, that all beliefs, they're not beliefs. Beliefs in something that you don't see. So believe in something that you don't see. But faith is believing in positive things that you don't see. Fear is doing negative things you don't see. If I don't even want to call it, I call it anxiety. Let me start from there. That will make a lot of sense. Anxiety. Anxiety. Because you don't between anxiety and fear. Anxiety that you don't see it. Fear is that you are seeing a present danger. Like you see fire now. Let me leave. But they just, because this one leads to this one at the end of the day. Because whatever you anxiety that you think about will manifest in your life. I think we are all self-fulfilling prophets. One of them I believe, both faith and anxiety. You know, I'm anxious. No, it's just a mental arrangement of what never exists. So faith is believing what you don't see now. Anxiety is also believing in what you don't see. So what are they is belief? So believe. You must really believe positive. Yes or yes? So because fear is a present danger. So whatever you believe will manifest in your life. That's because we are all tracking to ourselves what predominantly occupy our thoughts. So if you keep occupying yourself with positive things that will happen to you, it will manifest in your life. If you occupy yourself with negative things that will happen to you, to manifest. It's not about whether God or not. So going to the marketplace as an entrepreneur, I'm talking to entrepreneurs today, a business people and investor, so that you go to the marketplace with being positive. It's not positive. So definitely you need courage, faith, strength to overcome every adversity. So the miracle of the new day is that no man shall be able to stand before thee. That is the new miracle now. And you will win all the battles that come upon you. Even though you are being outnumbered, of course, you actually win all the battles. Okay? Let me gradually round up today's class. The wall of Jericho are fortified with like the walls of, no matter how strong the walls of your challenges are, you will definitely overcome them. Even the enemies, you form alliances, you also overcome. And our generation needs new generational miracles than the last generation did. So we need men that will have courage to stand on their feet, in their family, in their generation, to set a standard and a rule that men can actually be on their feet to create the world they want. Because see, if Nigerians keep depending on the Western world for survival, for products, for gadgets, we'll keep being slaves to them. Have you not seen what they're doing to our people? They always think that when you japa, that's when your life will become better. So many people want to japa. They forget the treasures they have in Africa and go to become a slave in another man's vineyard. You know, go work. There's no amount of japa that actually fulfills you. Because at the end of the day, you have 4 children. One is in France, one is in Canada, one is in US, one is, of course, in Toronto. You are not even seeing any of them. So you see, because japa is the best thing that happens to life. Japa is not the best thing, my brother. So you have to sit down and think about yourself, because they have so many treasures. We don't build economy by natural resources, but by mental resources. And I will end with this today, so that we can actually know we are going to the infant stage. So you have to understand the miracles that infants need. Children cry. Children cry for recognition. They cry for everything. You don't need it now as you are moving from sonship. So I'll just give us 5 things. By tomorrow, we'll do a discussion because of my time. 5 minutes more to talk. So I want to write infants. Write it down on your note. Why did God stop doing the why did God stop doing the things for Joshua that he did for Moses? It's because Moses presided over infants. Moses presided over infant state of Israel. The bracket open babies. So they were just leaving the Egypt now. So the babies crying for carrots and garbage. So why did God stop things? Why did God stop doing the things for Joshua that he did for Moses? Why did God stop doing the things for Joshua that he did for Moses? Why did God stop all those miracles? Because me and you are all matured now. So we have to stand up. Because Moses presided over infant state of the children of Israel. The babies, when they live in the Egypt, they were all babies crying. How did I know that? Number one, the Red Sea break forth water for his baby break. So Red Sea, they passed Red Sea. God carried them, of course, in eagle wings. God feed them, God clothe them, and God defend them. That's what happened. So 5 things that God did for them. God feed them. When they were in wilderness, God clothe them, God defend them. So number 1, God feed them. Number 2, God clothe them. So now they have to clothe themselves. They have to fight the battles in the promise. How the Hittite, the Jebusite. I'll tell you tomorrow how to fight these battles. The battles you are seeing is not carnal. Our weapon, our warfare, not carnal. Our weapon, our warfare, imagination. So the poor imagination you have is the reason why you're not experiencing abundance. So you have to replace the new ones. And if you therefore represents your habit, a new habit, without not changing your mindset will sabotage that new habit. You cannot practice. So the first thing is to change the habit first. I mean the mindset first. Before changing your habit. Because if you don't replace the old ones with the new ones, you cannot manage. If you cannot have the habit, the result. Poverty in a habit, wealth in a habit. It's in a habit. I said because number 1, God fed them. So God is not going to build manna for you. You have to feed yourself right now. Number 2, God clothed them. Number 3, God defended them. Number 4, God carried them on eagle's wing. I told you the pillar of cloud by night, pillar of fire by day. That was how God led them. But today, my brother, you have to read. You have to discover by books. Daniel discovered by books that the children of Israel will not be a captive again after 300 years. So imagine that. So if you don't sit down, those cloud and fire will not come again. So you have to stand up by now and study. Tell us studying. After all, learning is a royal habit. Tell us learning is a royal habit. Learning is a royal habit. It takes a king to study. Tell neighbor, it takes a king to study. It takes a king to study. So God took them through the Red Sea. How many times did God part the Red Sea? Only once. How many times did God turn water into wine? Only once. Everything is all once. So even Christ only once. So right now we are in the position of knowledge that you have to grow yourself for everything to grow. If you don't like the results you're experiencing, change the result in your inside. So because we live in the world of cause and effect. For every cause there's an effect. For every effect there's a cause. Nothing just happens. Poverty is a cause. Wealth is a cause. I mean, poverty is the effect. Wealth is the effect. The cause is mindset. Turn on mindset. So I think we need to stop there because of my time today. So tomorrow I will do some. I will repeat these particular 5 things, and I will be able to discuss about it, and then bring it to today's world and show you how you can navigate through this, how you can change your trajectory of life. Because this life you see is a man's world. I told you, God created this world for man. That man should dominate, of course, fulfill, prosper over the fish of the air. So it's not you don't stand up for what is our right, what is our birthright to be in charge. Okay, you end up working for somebody who decides to stand up to be in charge of his life. So the future belongs to those who see possibilities before it becomes obvious. They don't need to come and be crying as a victim. Oh, I don't have anything. Nobody help me. Help me, help me. I don't have money. I don't have help. Anybody is not helping me. That time has passed. Government is not coming to help you. You never understand now. Government is not coming to help you. Government don't fulfill what it promises most of the time. Leave those people alone. Start now and plan your life. I've been telling you this thing. You don't say the joke. My mama worked for Akwa State government for 35 years. She has retired. This is 7 years after retirement. No, government never pay my retirement benefit. So you want me now, after seeing my mama and my papa, to go and yield myself to the same process? After all, at the end of the day, how much is he getting small money? You never face a problem. So I'm even doing better as an entrepreneur, as a businessman, as an investor. And it's because I'm talking from the point of strength, because I cannot help people from the point of weakness. So you must stand to help other people stand. Yes or yes? Yes. You must be strong to help other people strong. Yes or yes? Yes. You cannot help anybody if you are still weak. You cannot help somebody when you still struggle with money. We have not finished solving your money problem. Your investment, the money the investment give you cannot solve your problem. That means you are still struggling. The day the money from your investment can solve your personal problem, the day you experience independence. That I'm telling you. If when I talk to you or not, my investment gives me money that can solve all my family problems. So now I'm looking forward to earn 3 million daily, so I can help other people. It's not about me anymore. So how did I do it? There's a system and structure about it. So I can call this soap for you. It starts with different thinking. They're not thinking. It's not about working for money. The idea is the money to work for you. So money must work for me.
Money must work for me.
And I want money to work for you because money is a bad master and a loyal servant. I want money to be serving you. Say, I'm the boss.
I am the boss.
For money to serve you, there's a way you need to think. It's called thinking pattern. Say, thinking pattern.
Thinking pattern.
Hey, we need to change that thinking pattern so that you have to think in a certain way. And you have to confirm with the confession of your mouth. Because, by the time a man starts thinking in a certain way, his words of mouth will change because the quality of education and conversation, with the quality of education you have, will determine the quality of conversation you have. That will determine the quality of life you experience. Yes or yes?
Yes.
Bad communication corrupt good manners. Yes or yes?
Yes.
So there's how this thing work. And this thing, it's not about prayer and fasting. Prayer and fasting is good. I pray, I fast, but this is about knowledge. So knowledge.
Knowledge.
So the thing is that it's not about the laying of hands. You have to discipline yourself to sit down and do the right thing. The process, we cannot deny you the process. Because that is where men are turned from childhood to sonship. I'll talk about it tomorrow. So you can understand that the moment you don't want to live child business, it's not about the age. We have seen 40 years children. Have you not seen them still cry to their mama and papa? How can a 40 years old man see eating their mother's pot? You never see him. You don't reach to marry, come off a man, give him a come out. Mama they cook, you get mine, go open pot, scoop soup. 40 years. In fact, 30 years, you're even too much. What are you doing in your father's house in your 30 years? Leave that house. Then no, leave the house.
Leave the house.
Then the 30 years, background is no more your problem. You are now the background. Tell neighbor. If you're up to 30 years,
If you're up to 30 years,
background is not your problem.
background is not your problem.
Because you are now the background.
Because I'm not the background.
Thank you so much. We'll end them today before break table. I don't want break table today. I will meet you again tomorrow. So not tomorrow.
No.
So online community, please don't get involved in a business without a mentor. You know why? Mentorship is the legal shortcut to success. He that stands on the shoulder of mentors will see far. See you tomorrow. See you at the top. God bless you. Have a wonderful day and bye-bye for now. Shalom. So for the rest of us here, we are 40.